A year ago, I would have never imagined that my backyard could produce this much food. Looking back now, I really wish I would have just started sooner. When I started growing my own food, I had no idea how much there was to learn. And the truth is, you just don't know what you simply don't know. If you've been thinking about starting a garden, getting some backyard chickens, or just learning some self-sufficiency skills, my advice is pretty simple. You just have to start. There is just never going to be a perfect time to start. So whether you start with just a couple herbs in your windowsill, a small little container garden out in your driveway, baking your own bread, learning to cook from scratch, or bringing home your first little batch of little baby chickens, every season you're going to learn so much more. And before you know it, your homesteading skills are going to explode. But you just have to start somewhere. Start where you are right now. I'm not really expecting to harvest too much today because we did come around last night and get a good amount out from back here, but I am gonna pick while I talk. We started homesteading for quite a few reasons. Just to name off a few of them, grocery prices are absolutely outrageous and they're never gonna go back down. You don't even know what chemicals they're spraying on that food that you're getting from wherever it comes from. We are living on a system that we simply cannot control. If the food system goes down, what are we gonna do? I don't know if you've heard, I'm sure you have, that lettuce, the explosive diarrhea from the lettuce. I mean, you can't trust the food that you're being fed. Pretty much what it comes down to. And if that's not proof enough, what just happened a few weeks ago, I don't know what is. I feel like what holds a lot of people back when they want to start homesteading is maybe they don't have a lot of land. Maybe they see all these people on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube in this case posting that they have, 5 acres and they have cows and, a huge garden and this, that, and the next. And the truth is you don't need all that to start homesteading. I mean, that just simply isn't realistic for most people. So I just realized you have to start where you are. We started with just a little bucket garden in the corner of our driveway, and I would recommend that to anyone. If you are brand new, I highly suggest just starting a little container garden in the corner of your driveway and seeing if you even like gardening. Because before I started that container garden in my driveway last year, I tried to grow a windowsill herb set from Home Depot and I offed it. It did not survive. I thought for sure I didn't have a green thumb, but if you look in my backyard, we're doing exceptionally well this year. I came a very long way since that first little windowsill herb set that I bought. So I guess my first point is, if you don't have a lot of land or you have never gardened before and you just want to see if you even like it without feeling too overwhelmed or, stuck because you just created a big garden in your backyard, start with a little container garden. Start where you are with what you can. Do what you can with what you got. Each season that passes, your homesteading skills are going to grow, and before you know it, you'll have an explosion occur and you'll start giving advice to people. Like, my cousin is starting to grow stuff and I'm giving her a little bit of advice here or there. But next year she'll know even more. And I am literally shocked at how many green beans I'm picking right now because we just pulled probably 4 pounds off these green beans just last night. Before you know it, you're gonna be a complete pro. But like I just said, you have to just start somewhere. Getting chickens has also been a major learning curve for us. I mean, when you think about it, me and my husband did not grow up knowing anything about this lifestyle. We didn't have that Meemaw that knows how to can or garden or anything, unfortunately. 2 winters ago, I saw a reel about chickens and I said, honey, I think I want some chickens. And from then, we went down the rabbit hole, and here we are a couple years later, and we are doing the thing. And if we can figure it out, there's no doubt in my mind that anyone can live this lifestyle if they just put their mind to it. I always say, and I have for the last 14 years now, if there is a will, there is a way. And I got a Will. My husband's name's Will. I have said that for the last 14 years. So we did go a little overboard with how many chickens we got. We started with, I think, 9. Now we have 15. My family does not need 15 chickens. I say this in almost every video that I talk about my chickens. When this set of chickens goes on to their next farm, we are only going to keep maybe 6 or 8 chickens because it is a fight to get my kids to eat these eggs now. They're sick of them. So getting almost a dozen a day is too much for my family. With that being said, chicken math is a real thing. If you don't want to get stressed out or sick of eggs, I say get 1 chicken per member of your family. I think that'd be a good amount. I think that's good, solid advice right there. Get 1 chicken. Hello. I'll let them continue doing their thing. Get 1 laying hen for each member of your family. I just got 11 eggs with 2 more on the way back there. Let's circle back around to not knowing what you don't know, because this is realistically only year 2 of us growing our own food. There's a ton we just don't know. But this season, just mid-July, I've learned so much this season. 1, give your plants the correct amount of space, because for sure, there did not need to be 6 butternut squash plants in this 6-foot by 3-foot bed over here. Same with my tomato wall. I mean, they just are outrageously growing, and it's a huge risk for disease. I mean, I might come through and prune. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but something needs to be done before diseases hit and off my plants. We have 14 Hungarian heart tomato plants here in this 20-foot stretch of bed right here. And next year, instead of 7 in each bed, it's separated right here into 2 separate beds. Next year, instead of 7 and 7, we're probably gonna do 4 and 4. We honestly had no idea that they would just be monsters like this. Like, I'm still no pro, so hopefully someone with some knowledge is watching this and can tell me what is wrong with my peppercini plant. It's turning purple. I just noticed it as I was walking over here. Anyways, if you know, please let me know. Something else we learned along the way, which sounds silly now that I'm about to say it, is we had no idea what it meant to feed your plants. We didn't know that they needed fertilizer or anything. So for the first half of last year, when we started our bucket garden, we weren't feeding them. We weren't supplying nutrients, and you know, the container gardens are 5-gallon buckets. They need the right nutrients in order to grow. I should have known that, but I didn't know it, but now I do, and now you do too. Your plants need to eat. In the beginning of the season, I personally like to use fish emulsion to fertilize my plants. It gives them a lot of nitrogen, gets some big, strong, leafy growth early on. And then we switched to a 4-4-4 fertilizer. I forget the one that we use. My husband picked it out, and yeah, we used 4-4-4 for the rest of the season. I mean, that alone has kept my plants alive and thriving this year so far, so we'll see how the rest of the year goes with that. Something else we've learned along the way, which we would not have known if we didn't garden last year and this year, has been broccoli and carrots. Let's talk about broccoli and carrots, because last year in our container garden, we tried broccoli, and mid-season, those freaking cabbage moths came, laid their eggs, the little worms ate all of the plant up, not once but twice. This year, if you've been around, you know I put laundry mesh bags on top of my broccoli plants, and I got 5 good, nice size heads of broccoli because I planted my broccoli last year, because I started last year, this year I was able to get a harvest because I had that knowledge, that previous knowledge I had. Something else was, because I started last year in the fall, I'll show you the 3 beds I had back here besides my bucket garden. I had this bed right here, and I had these 2 beds, this one right here, and on the other side I have the same size bed over there, just a small, skinny, long bed. I tried to plant carrots in there last year, and I mean, the tops grew. I had no idea what thinning carrots were. So because when I pulled them up, they were the skinniest little things that you've ever seen. I wish I had a video to show you, but they were super skinny. I just tossed them because they were not edible. Because I had that failure, I did my research. I learned that you're supposed to thin carrots twice, sometimes 3 times, 2 to 3 inches apart. I did exactly that, and I got a nice carrot harvest this year, and I even planted more carrots for fall because I'm a carrot pro now. Because I had that previous failure, previous knowledge from last year, because I started. Because I started last year, this year I got a broccoli harvest and a carrot harvest. And now I got 10 family-sized portions of carrots from one bed. So I'm going to quadruple that for fall, and hopefully I have carrots for up until next summer when I grow even more carrots. Do you get what I'm saying though? Like, I had a fail. I had a start, I had a fail to get that knowledge to succeed. And if this is just year 2 for us, like I've said this in my last couple of videos, I can't imagine what year 5 is gonna look like for us, because we just decided to start in the corner of our driveway in a little tiny container garden. I've had 2 people recently say to me, how do you have the time to have a big garden, to raise your 3 little kids, to work 10-hour days at the post office, sometimes 6 days a week? I mean, I heard Dr. John Deloney say this before, and since I heard him say it, I cannot unhear it. Your mind adjusts to what it believes is busy. And I don't sit down. I get home, I'm sitting down now, but I get home from work and I don't generally sit down and do nothing. Like, I can't tell you the last time I did that. I am constantly on my feet, cooking, back here in the garden, doing something with the kids. I am never just sitting down scrolling on my phone. And living this homestead life, having this big backyard garden is really just a win-win-win for my family, because my family gets to eat fresh organic food straight from the backyard. Hopefully one day we won't have to rely on the grocery store for the majority of our produce. And I get to be outside. I mean, I love being outside, but like, I get to be outside a lot more, actually doing stuff in my yard rather than just like sitting in a chair watching my kids play. I mean, they could play on the trampoline and I'll be back here picking peppers. Like, I get to be outside and I get to enjoy being outside. And I don't care what anybody says. I feel like I'm losing weight eating healthier food because I'm cooking so much food from my backyard garden. I don't know why growing up I always thought that like gardening was such a granny hobby, because I am only 30 and my back hurts when I be over here bending down picking some peppers, or like, it's keeping me active. It's a very healthy hobby, healthy lifestyle to get into. I have food filling up in my freezer from the garden back here. I have cans lining up my pantry shelf, and I'm eating something fresh from the garden every single day because I decided to just start. I am in no way, shape, or form a pro. I've said that multiple times. I am no pro. I am just a normal freaking person. Like, just don't get discouraged if you see these people who have all the land and all the animals and livestock and whatever you want to call it, the huge garden. Just don't get overwhelmed, because they started somewhere too. Another thing I want to address real quick is we are learning as we go. When I first started this season out, I thought right here, my potato beds I built back here, I thought for sure it'd be the thing that saved my family the most money. They're so versatile. I think everybody should grow potatoes. Last year I grew them up in my driveway and I got a big amount in just 10-gallon bags. But this year I planted 150 plants thinking I would have 750 pounds of potatoes. But I do not think I'm gonna get even 100 pounds, because I did pull up a couple plants when they completely died back and I only got like 3 or 4 medium to small potatoes per plant. So I'm very discouraged. Like, I get in a mood about it. I know I'm going to be disappointed. So sometimes I just want to pull them all up to get them out of my yard. But other times I'm like, well, if I wait a couple more weeks till they all die back, then my potato harvest will be so much bigger. But in reality, I don't think they're going to. But the more I know, because next year I'm going to build actual beds to where they have the correct amount of space and I can hill them up real nice and this, that, and the next. But again, because I started last year, because I started this year, I know next year I'm going to have a huge potato harvest, because this winter I'm going to do a ton of research on it. So just like I did my carrots and my broccoli. So next year, potatoes on me. Homemade food just hits different, I swear. Same with homegrown food hits different. You should taste my green beans. I think they're so freaking yummy. They're so good. They're so good. Eggs from the backyard, holy cow. You don't know till you know. Like in the wintertime, we do find ourselves dabbling around with sourdough a lot. This winter, I'm gonna focus on making homemade bagels and just sandwich bread for my family and try to really nail that down. I don't think I'm gonna mess around with sourdough too often, even though my family really enjoys it. I don't necessarily really enjoy waiting 10 days for the starter to start and then we kill it and then, or we off it and then we have to restart over. And I just feel like for me and my family, it's just gonna be a lot simpler to learn how to make a good loaf of sandwich bread and bagels. We like us some bagels around here. Last year, we didn't have a lot of squash bug problems, or we did have some cucumber beetles last year, but nothing compared to this year. This year we are infested. We have eggs all over the place. I mean, I'm out here at war so often and I am still, they know what they're up against because they're laying like way up there. I mean, everywhere. There's eggs everywhere and I am so nervous that my butternut squashes are gonna die because of it. But all I can do is keep at it, keep coming back here and wiping off the eggs, sucking up bugs. But I just feel like this is a war that I can't win at this point. I can't win. I wouldn't say I'm giving up this year, but next year for sure, I'm going hard on these bugs. I'm gonna be out here day and night trying to pick them off and suck them up and them, spraying them with neem oil and spinosad and applying diatomaceous earth. Like I'm doing all the things and I'm still just freaking losing. But at the end of the day, next year I'm going to be a stronger gardener because of it. I do want to dedicate a little portion of this video to talk about how important I feel it is to not go in debt for this lifestyle. It cost us a pretty penny to build all of this, but we're in it for the long haul. Me and my husband live a debt-free lifestyle. I've never even owned a credit card before and I'm 30 years old. We paid cash to build this entire garden, but we did resource free stuff where we could. Our local community has free compost that we went and got a few loads of. We built a few beds out of pallets that we got from a company up the street. This potato section over here behind me, free cardboard from my work, laid it down and just put soil on top of the seed potatoes. I mean, we tried to save money where we could this year. And next year, we're gonna expand a little bit more. But because we don't owe money on anything back here, it's a lot more enjoyable. I don't know if I said that in like a clear enough way, but if you can't pay cash for it, start small and just build a little bit at a time. I know it's rough out here these days, but I just want you to know if we can do it, you can do it. I definitely just don't feel like it would bring me the same joy to come back here and get food from my backyard, knowing that I still owed somebody for the materials that we use to build all of this up. And I cannot for the life of me figure out how to say that in a clear, direct message. I've re-recorded trying to say that in different ways multiple times. That's what you get. You know what I'm trying to say. Start small, start with what you got, live a debt-free lifestyle, learn as you go, and start to really live life intentional, know what you're feeding your family. You just start. Just start today. Start by learning how to make bagels. It was super simple, like 4 ingredients, flour, salt, fuck, what else went into it? Flour, salt, water. It was 4 ingredients. How can I not remember what it was? Beauty of this thing, I can just look it up. Well, don't I feel stupid? Yeast, sugar, water, flour, salt. Again, beginner right here. I don't even know why I expect you to take any advice from me. I couldn't even remember the ingredients to bagels I just cooked 2 days ago. If you like this video at all, feel free to subscribe and give it a like. Follow us along on our journey. We are just a couple of normal people trying to grow food in their backyard for their family. I think we're doing a pretty good job for just being year 2. We are learning as we go. I do a lot of garden tours, harvests, quick harvest videos. Nothing too extreme yet. I am still learning how to make YouTube videos, so give me some grace on that. Anyways, if you want to see more of us, I'll put a video up on screen I think you'll enjoy. Till next time, stay blessed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.